There's a 3.5 trillion tidal wave about to hit the Australian property market. To put that in perspective, that's $175 billion flowing every single year for the next 2 decades. We're talking about the largest transfer of wealth in our history. But here's the catch. If you're a millennial or a Gen X waiting for your parents to pass away, unfortunately, before you see a cent, you've already lost the game. By the time that happens, you'll likely be 60 years old. The demographer Bernard Salt puts it in nicely. You might be a grandparent yourself. Today, we're talking about the dribs and drabs inheritance. I'm showing you why the smartest families aren't just waiting for a will. They are transferring wealth right now to secure forever homes while the market is still moving. I'm Roy, and this is Roy Talks Property. Let's dive into the data that is rewriting the rules of the bank of mom and dad. The death of the single hit inheritance. The old model was simple. You inherit when your parents pass away. But that model is broken because boomers are living longer, often well into their 80s and 90s. According to the latest CommBank research, the wealth transfer is shifting from a single hit to what Bernard Salt calls dribs and drabs. Wealth is flowing earlier in your mid-40s when it actually counts and matters for the mortgage holder or for a school deposit of some sort. Why? Because property prices have outpaced wages so aggressively that the next generation needs the capital now, not in 20 years when it's too late. A house bought for $50,000 in the 80s is now worth well over $2 million. That equity is a locked door that boomers are starting to open quite early. The sandwich generation struggle. These are mainly Gen Xers, X-Men, who are stuck in the middle. They are caring for elderly parents who are living longer while simultaneously trying to fund their own children's entry into record high property market. It's a tricky position to be in. The CommBank report highlights that this transfer isn't just about the size of the wealth, it's about financial stability. It's the sandwich generation that has to navigate these complex family conversations, for example. They are the ones facilitating the early gifting to ensure their kids aren't locked out of the market forever. So here's the right strategy. Funding the forever home today. So how do you use this? If you're a parent with equity, waiting until you're gone means your kids miss out on the most explosive growth years of their lives. The strategy we are seeing at BuyStop is called strategic gifting. Smaller families, larger shares. Because boomers had fewer kids than their parents, that $3.5 trillion is being split among fewer heirs, essentially, or kids are inheriting that wealth. Secondly, we call it the mid-40s pivot. Transferring wealth when children are in their 40s allows them to secure a forever home and pay it down during their peak earning years. Bernard Salt says it makes sense to make these transfers when they actually count. The $3.5 trillion transfer is already underway. Whether it's through a deposit guarantee or direct dribs and drabs, the bank of mom and dad is the biggest lender in the country for a reason. If you want to know how to structure your family's equity to help the next generation secure a high growth asset without really compromising your own retirement, reach out to us. Don't wait for the will, build the legacy now. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.